Kim Kardashian recently got fined $1.3 million for failing to disclose that she had been paid to promote a certain crypto asset. What does this mean for business? What does this mean for investments? What does this mean for the world of advertising? Let's chat. Hey, what up? It's your boy MobbJustice back again with another video, and for today we are getting into this issue around Kim Kardashian, but more importantly, what does it mean? What type of ramifications does it have for the world of investments and the world of advertising in particular? As always, this video is brought to you by the team over at Lion Media. Head on over to check out some of the crispiest photo, video and audio content. That's www.lionmedia.com. Head on over, check it out and just see what the team can do for you. Before we get to Kim, let's roll back a few videos. We spoke a couple of weeks ago about the future of branding and communicating online, and especially a growing trend around ads that are not ads, because we're dealing with a generation of Gen Zs who do not like ads. They don't like being sold to, and a lot of businesses are responding by creating ads that are not ads, and also at the same time failing to disclose ads and all of that stuff just to make it seem as if certain things are organic, where it's coming from an authentic place. And one of the things that we flagged at that time is the fact that it's only a matter of time before regulators catch up to the trend and actually start forcing people to disclose such things. Because in the normal world, whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc., you do have to disclose the fact that if it is traditional advertising, you have that sponsored banner, you have that ad banner, whatever it is. And literally soon after making that video, it looks like regulators are already, starting to catch up with the trend and starting to enforce. So when we look at that particular story, what actually happened? So sometime back, Kim was actually promoting a certain crypto asset on the Ethereum blockchain. And what the SEC has said is that she failed to disclose the fact that she had been paid $250,000 to promote, that particular security, and hence the fine. Now, there's been a lot of debate about whether the Securities and Exchange Commission was really the body to come in and fine Kim, or whether it was going to be the Federal Trade Commission or the Federal Communications Commission. Whoever it is, the fact that Kim has been fined and has agreed to pay this fine is a big deal. It has immense implications, for the rest of the industry and for the way that these things are dealt with going forward. Firstly, what is an ad and what is not an ad is clearly an issue of concern right now. And going forward, we're likely going to see regulators becoming even stricter in the types of messaging and communication that some of the larger, brands and companies are able to, put out there into the public. Second is what happens if people feel emboldened to now take celebrities and influencers to court, for some of the things that they promote, via their various online channels. Right now, we're focusing a lot on, the cryptocurrency realm, but there's a whole measure of things that your influencers and celebrities are promoting using their channels right now. What happens there, especially when you think about how litigious, a culture like the United States is, people go class action lawsuits, all that stuff, right? And stuff like this happens a lot, and who's to say that a development like this won't bring a number of people out of the woodwork and into the courtroom. Third, we're likely to see other regulators, other types of regulators, and other countries, following suit with what the SEC has done in this particular case. We know that a lot of countries take the lead from what's done in the US, so we're likely to see other countries, now looking at the way that certain things are promoted in their markets, particularly those financial products. One can think right now I'm in South Africa, and one of the big things that tends to happen is, you post something on social media, and immediately, depending on your post, you might have someone promoting a forex trading course or product of some sort. What happens to those types of things? So we're likely going to see something like that. However, there is a danger, around, what limits are there? How far, could something like this go? Because yes, it is good to inform consumers and the public the fact that something is paid promotion, but how are they going to define some of these things? Because the guidelines have always been there, and the question now is, does the digital space, in the way that Kim Kardashian has been using it, does that change some of those guidelines that had always forced people to declare that something is an ad? Do they stick to the same thing, or will we see even stricter guidelines being imposed? Fourth and lastly, hopefully that this is going to be one of those things that actually forces a number of brands, a number of companies, organizations, influencers, celebrities to actually think quite carefully about the types of products and services that they promote using their online channels. And going forward, we're likely to see, a little bit more of a deliberate attempt on the side of your brands, your influencers, celebrities, being more intentional about communicating that something is, paid for promotion of some sort. As I said, commonplace already, hashtag ad, the banners that we already see, but something like this, people will be extra cautious about what they post, and just making sure that they do cover their bases. And whilst there's good in the world, there's also the not so good. Some nefarious characters might actually look at this as an opportunity to come up with more creative and innovative ways to be subversive about how they communicate something that is actually paid for. How much can you get away with? This might see others trying to push the limit as much as possible. So that's been it for this video. You guys can let us know what you think. It is a very interesting development, and we will be watching to see how things go forward. As we said, there are likely going to be other things going forward. We wait to see, is anyone else going to be nabbed? Is this going to open the floodgates? Are people just going to keep quiet and pretend that something like this didn't happen, which is unlikely, just because of the magnitude, of the brands and the people that are being spoken about right now? What I do hope for is the fact that it is going to result in a reduction in some of the, I'm just going to call it crazy behavior that we do see online. I mentioned earlier on some of the, forex trading accounts. Those tend to be a big problem in this part. Hopefully, there can be some stricter rules and regulations around, all of those spams, things that do come into people's inboxes, comments, and all that. So you guys can let us know what you think. Is it really that deep of an issue? Have you ever fallen, for a possible scam, or have you made, financial or investing decisions based off of something that has been, said by a favorite influencer, a favorite celebrity, or someone that you look up to online? You guys can let us know what you think. Engage with us. Let us know what your thoughts, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.
This is Muffs Too Much, and you're watching MobbJustice TV. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. We're there on YouTube. Thank you for watching our video. Subscribe.